things that tilt Mitch Man so much when he's on the desk trying to analyze these games, which is, you're seeing things.
Exactly. I want Mitch in that group chat to be just popping off with anger. I want, what's he doing? How's it working? I want a bit of that. Show me the money. But you know how hard it is to play that confident style play when you're now a map down? Because you don't want to be the one to get, you know, again, this is the thing. Is he able to really take the criticism when it goes wrong? Because people, as I said, they'll be the first to be like, oh, look at him, look what he's doing, it's so dumb when it doesn't work. But then they ignore the 9 times out of 10 that it does work. It's like, come on now. But we are into map 2. Guild going to be working on the attack, and the defensive side will be Oxygen. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? But Oxygen did pick up map 1, and we've learned don't play Ascent against Turkish teams. There it is.
Right there.
But we have to come in with fresh eyes here.
Guild initially spread pretty thin, but now they will default back. And again, with 30 seconds in, they're just exploring mid for the first time. And a 4-man stack over towards B for Oxygen. 2 of those over in Heaven, actually. Be problematic for Guild if they opt to come through. You've seen send the Boombot through ropes to clear that out. A flash Heaven on the side of Glove, actually, and Turco going to throw down the wall to cut off this male rotation. Again, 40 seconds here, and not a lot of progress on the side of Guild, other than Leo getting himself the ropes. Just checking for that trap wire, a common place for a Cypher to leave one in ropes there to spot out that rotation, and Guild will actually lean back towards B. Now, Zistu's gone hunting.
This guy was nuts on map 1 as well, Hyper. Oh, the timing, dude, the timing.
He was in the open in this spy cam.
Oh, this is so weird. Okay, now suddenly the alarm bells ring. Everything's gonna be... How does he get that on the fadeaway? He was blind, dude. He was blind.
10 seconds left.
I don't know. Bonkar will get the spike down, but you're seeing falling gives the man advantage. The Oxygen here in the post-spawn. They've already got bodies over here, so no time to wait out this rotation. The information was gathered early enough, and Zistu actually able to escape away. Will be
He's
the one.
still alive.
Yeah, he will be the one to be first point of contact out of defensive spawn. There you go.
No way. No way. He's got another. And look at this play back in. It's so clean. Guild, I thought they were in good post plants and just deleted. That was perfect play coming back through from Oxygen. They made it look like it was a master plan, that they had the blueprints to how to dismantle that post plant with no issues.
I mean, we talk about the center role and Cypher's in particular, right? Poor is always one I talk about. He's never afraid to dip his toes when that execution's coming through and try and find a kill. Right here, the fact that he finds the kill and gets away completely undamaged gives Oxygen such a good opportunity to play the way that, you know, ultimately on pistol rounds, there's going to be, you know, this close crossfire set up on site. You want to try and play trades. Maybe not an awful lot of utility available, but Oxygen just played that flawlessly on the way back in.
Now I like the aggression on the extremity over towards B, but this will probably, if anything, encourage this hit towards middle now, but they are well prepared. You can see the utility just in, I guess, perfect combination. Let's see how it works out. There it is. This out. Yep, pads it out again. This guy is looking super comfortable. Now, there is a chance they could back away down towards, you know, maybe towards vents. Just take their time. Got the ropes waiting. There is a player, of course, on the other side, that being Toronto. We want to see how he looks on that raise. So, Guild, they have options, but every single one of them is still being considered.
Turco now got himself tucked into hell. That wall has expired over on B main, but away from Guild. The flash is actually perfect here. Leo able to find that first one and the second as well. Glove falls. Zisto, last man standing for Oxygen here on B site. We'll find safe on the way back out of that smoke, but down to 20 HP.
Oh, he's trying to catch someone. He's maybe a little overstepped there. There was maybe a potential trade. Yes, Toronto finally gets it. And now the 2v2, but look at the weaponry, and yes, look at that grenade. Already Bonkar forced away from this after taking a bit of flak damage here. Draken, though, going to catch the cross, loses it. And now, even with that spike planted, you'll argue Oxygen have made a good go of this round, and if they can do any more, that'd be phenomenal. And Bonkar needs to deny the defuse, and he no longer can do it. Toronto made sure he was waiting patiently, and Oxygen claim another.
Damage done, spike planted, 3 kills. Remove some of those weapons for Oxygen really to make a good go of this bonus, but Leo finding the first 2. And again, Zisto, though, just swinging out. At that point, find one kill even if you're traded, but he's there in position to kind of enable Toronto to then get another kill on the back of that. Again, just keep an eye out this as this continues. This is what I was talking about with the bread and butter play style. Some of these other regions, maybe not what Europe's been used to, right? Which is just relying so heavily on trades. Just playing in synergy. Turco, yeah, tried to get a little aggressive this time with the wall.
Oh, look at the response as well. Look at the quickening of pace down towards middle. This is a really good response. Now, it does put a lot of pressure, though, towards Zisto, who's been outdone. Yeah, Guild just played that to perfection. They got the aggression one. The start, I'd say, was not necessarily a freebie, but it was a good beginning for Leo. You take that every time you're presented it. The second, they just kind of went through the protocols, but I love that quick pressure towards middle. Yeah. That was a great burst through heaven. This round shouldn't be achievable. They're super far away, and even the post plan. Look how well set up that Cypher and Omen are.
Ultimately, I mean, they've been able to find these kills so early on. They're able to set up both Drak and Safe in these positions, as you said. But again, just anticipating the aggression from Oxygen to try and convert these weapons, right? That's their biggest win condition this round is finding the first blood and then being able to kind of snowball in that regard. Toronto did try and just upgrade himself to a Vandal to maybe find a kill.
Have you ever seen like when otters are trying to like, you know, like the gif where he's given like cotton candy and it like disappears in their hands because they get it in water? Have you ever seen that gif? No? Okay. Well,
I'm smiling and nodding right now. You can't see me, but yeah, sure. Where are we going?
You know how they've got those weird little kind of like almost human-like hands? You know, when they go like grabbing at things? Yeah, kind of. I don't know. They've got just little hands and they try and grab at stuff. And it makes me think of when people try and get guns, but it's just like they're a little bit too far away, so they have to like dip back in a bit. You know, like, ooh. It's I don't know. I'm
gonna have to see the GIF.
I will send it. I will put it in the chat. Don't worry. However, we are now into a bit of a weird situation with the money coming in off the back of this. Now look at the buy coming out from Oxygen.
It's three-man mid-stack Zisto, Toronto. Fend for themselves on the extremities.
Bomb buddy out.
Guild. I guess as soon as that presence is shown in mid, now going to try and find their way into a site. And Toronto got it all to do to slow this push down if he wants the rotation to come through. Toronto might catch one with a judge. He does. And he get away. He does saturate the screens as well. That's huge.
Okay, maybe I'll be ready to be on board with this race play from Toronto. Yeah, all right, screw it. I'm all in. Mitters even finds Leo. What is this disaster in the making for Guild? But what a moment to find for Oxygen. They're just gonna spin on through. Toronto's having none of what they're trying to sell. He offers his life up, but somehow Mitters died in the meantime. I thought that was gonna be the perfect 1-2 combo, but safe, keeping this round safe. And we're down to just Turco, who only had that ghost, so I doubt he's gonna be able to convert like we saw that danger coming in.
I don't know if he actually lands the headshot to Draken, but okay, we'll finish him off there before he can get the heal. Yeah, I love that there. Bonkar throws the aftershock through. He's like, yeah, he's not going to re-peek onto this res with a judge. There's no way. And nobody's actually holding for the res here. You've seen, unfortunately, dying 2 times before that round is concluded.
Oh, it was a raccoon. My brain betrayed me.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, there it is. It was the little raccoon who does the little, like, hands thing. Yeah. Damn it. I've been seeing too many otter gifs, but it is a classic, so. Apologies for the misinformation, guys. I'll be working on it while we work on the scaffolding here. Keeping eyes on that, making sure the structures are safe and sound. Unlike my mental references. Pretty off point these days. It's old age. Hit 30. I've hit 30 for a while, though. It's not like it's new. I've been this way for a
34
bit.
times now, right?
Shut up. I never grow old. Peter Pan syndrome. 2-2 though, round wise. Look at this double stack towards the kind of like top of mailroom. This could be dirty. Turco's up there, Gloves up there, Guild. Do you think there's 2? Gloves gonna be kind of given away. He can't quite hold yet. Okay, forced to back away as they do clear through middle.
I will say it's something to keep an eye on as this map develops, but once again, Glove he's happy to just hold on to his utility. As I say here now, 45 seconds left. He's using his first flash. They're not really going for any early peaks to find this information. They're waiting for Guild to be meticulous, clear all these angles, and run the clock down. And that's, again, I hate to come back to it, but this late in the round when you start worrying if you're a Guild fan. 20 seconds left, and Glove can stall this push for so long, Lauren.
All the flashes, dude. It's just, they're just seeing white. That's it. It's like a Christmas day right now on the site, though. Might be the only present they get, but 11 seconds. Can they get the spike down?
No way,
Zisto's
Zisto
denying
finds
this
another.
again. Toronto's there. The spike is planted. But look at the damage coming in. Draken now forced into the 1v2 back of the site. Still has some utility to play with. Tries to deny, but a vision TP across. Plays to the pillar. Mitta still alive, but Toronto matters into his own hands. Finds Draken and gets another round for Oxygen.
Actually, Draken's unlucky there to... You see, threw the paranoia out, tried to mask the sound of his TP, but Mitta's still playing so deep in that spawn entrance that I guess relayed that information. Toronto just immediately wraps around pillar and finds the kill. Yeah, but again, I'm not... He just has no business finding the second from backside here. 10 HP left.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Really, really well played. Honestly, for Guild to even get the spike down in that scenario was well played, with Zistu living as long as he did. Oh, Dean Showstopper online. This time we don't see them set up for on A, but gonna go all the way through heaven here. Gotta respect this. See what? Okay. Yeah, just managed to fire that one out of his rear end, I guess, and still found a kill off the back of it.
Yep. Who am I to judge? Zistow, though, still back to the wall, but still going to be at least good for one. But this does leave two alive. With Toronto and Mitters still standing in this, they don't have really a step back in towards the site. But Spike will be planted, and let's keep an eye on these post plants. Safe, going to lock down. Is he going to go all the way around? I wonder if he's feeling that brave. He might do. I mean, they've got two players on the site that can buy time. Yeah, that looks like that is indeed the plan. So he is the last line of defense if it does come down to it. But as you can see, Oxygen cautiously working further forward. Time beginning to tick a little quicker. Now Toronto does get denied the kill that he desperately wanted. But as we noted earlier, that flank's going to be coming in from Safe, and it's a matter of time. That's going to be one. The second now looking so vulnerable. Mittez, just not even aware of it. Unable to do anything about it. And a good round for Guild.
As now economy's starting to dwindle. The timing on that cosmic divide coming up. Bailing out the last couple of
One enemy remaining.
bullets onto Bonka. And Mita's just in a really, really tricky spot there to get anything else done in that round. Here, I'm going to see Guild really go for a fast piece, it looks like, trying to catch Zisto off guard in Garage. Actually, what? Safe just took a headshot there down to 5 HP. Zisto. Leo will quickly deal with it.
Now, Cycross coming in. It's just guns out. No, I guess not too much nuance to this. Just trying to take the site. No frills to it, but that does mean they are all on the site. So these post-plant positions might be a bit tricky because you've got to have Rays coming around through kind of main, which is at Toronto, but it is only a ghost. The Dink's really good. Actually, hold on. Toronto's done some big damage here. This now corners them in. You can see the utility being invested because they know there's actually a bit of a danger here. Now, Draken's still alive, but Mitters took down Safe. How is this going to happen? You've seen Draken. You don't let this happen. No way does this happen, Draken.
They line up for him. Draken at the last possible hurdle will close that round out. Well, what is going on there? I mean, Mitas is finding a kill with the classic. Just a scrappy round. I mean, both Toronto and Turco must have been down to just a lick of HP there. It's like one bullet killed both of them. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's still kept very, very close. Even in these unorthodox rounds, Guild pushed to the absolute limits. Ultimate's online for them, but again, gonna... Back in Leo just fishing for the spy cam. They still haven't found it. It's still in the corner.
Unlucky.
I love the satchel went in as well.
Full commit. I haven't heard you laugh properly on stream in a while. That's nice. Oh, it's a solid.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Yeah, it really got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we do have a bit of Actual fight towards middle. I wonder how much they commit to this. Mittez is there, and as is Turco, and there's a fair few on the other side of it, but a minute now creeping towards the board, and did see that early attempt at getting down the camera, but that's been really about it as the lean towards a shut up.
An attempt was made.
The lean towards A has now begun.
And it's Toronto playing deep from screens once again. I mean, he has Mites here as well, the Astra utility.
30 seconds
Kind of
left.
set up for this push through main, but Gildas is just going to walk on through right now. And actually, look at that. There you go. The damage comes through.
Okay.
Showstopper invested as well. If that goes towards Hell, it's going to find Draken. I don't think he's shown his head just yet.
Yeah, everyone's keeping their head down.
Yeah.
Just gonna have. Oh no! I thought he might have just gone Draken for free then. I don't know how that didn't hit him, but for 10 seconds now remaining, that spike had to cross. There was no two ways about it, and Draken's just praying. Don't come through. Give me a second. Let me breathe. Rez comes out, and away we go. Toronto first man forward. And is this how to find Leo, who's made a bit of a. Flubbed it a little bit. Safe now finds one, but Draken again getting called upon.
Last player
Stop
standing.
lining up for Draken! Stop putting this a 1v1 glove! Get safe! But this game is just madness, Hypok. This isn't pretty. This isn't refined. This is a bloodbath.
The three-man push into elbow when they, after they'd figured out both members of Guild were still on site. That's ballsy. Again, watching Leah, this is just like...
Oh.
Here, this dude falls, look at it.
Bro, why do they keep
how
lining
do
up for Draken, man?
How did they not find the third there? I'm actually...
don't know.
How on earth did Glove survive?
I have no idea.
But again, though, it's this willingness for Oxygen to just stack up and say, guys, take the gunfight, play trades,
Hold on.
let's go.
Hypok, we have another James Bond. We've got two. We do indeed have
you're so
all our
blind.
main men. On this, Toronto does find Yassine, and he's just going to be a nuisance. He's just going to fade away there, put down the utility, back away towards site. Let Mites takes the next piece of action. Turco trying to work towards middle, but he's not been having a good game, and it isn't going to be a good game this round either. Guild this time playing very well. Right positioning, right time. Spike now down. No threads to be found, but actually a bit of room to be worked with here. I wonder how much they allow them to get away with.
Trying to find a little more damage. At this point, I don't think if anything happens in the next 5 seconds or so, they're going to go for this retake safe on that late lurk. Actually, look at that glove and Zistu find kills at the same time. So it brings it to a 2v2, but a real progress towards sight. As I say that, comes out to a 1v1 now. Draken versus Glove. Again.
Get him, dude. Draken's, he's been having a game, man. He's had to clutch out. He's had a couple where they line up, right? Well, we're not going to pretend that it's anything other than that sometimes, but he's been more often than not on point. He's been absolutely, locking this down. He's an experienced player. One of the benefits of picking up some of these more experienced players is that in pressure games like this, you can still expect a good performance from him.
Yeah, just looking at he not back to again a couple of slow rounds for him. Back on that showstopper just yet. Side of Oxygen again. A couple of pistols invested. Neural Theft, the Cosmic Divide, and the Rolling Thunder, but able to really get anything going with this purchase.
Yeah, you've got the roaming pack towards A and then the opposite numbers towards B. So just kind of seeing if they can gamble stack the right way. At this point, it looks like Guild are going to be committing towards B, and there are 4 players for Oxygen about to come on towards his site. Now, timing's going to be a factor. Yassine's probably now a little scared, but he's got Leo's by his side. And this time, not as many threats. But how is this now? What? How is this still down to a winnable scenario? Toronto's in a 1v2. Now, if he gets the timing on safe, I'm going to lose my mind. He got the shot. He bloody got the shot on him, didn't he? Like, how is that close?
They still went 3 for 3 on default. And I think it's actually Yassine's paint shell from the grave, sorry. That clears up the last, leaves Turco the last man standing on site. But it shouldn't be this close. It shouldn't. Look at this. Turco first, the second. Mites again with the classic.
Down B.
I can't believe it.
They're making Guild work for these rounds where they should literally just be
Out there.
a walk in the park for them, right? In terms of economy and equipment, they should be so free. And Guild are playing, they're playing very cautious as well. It's not as if they're just charging in and giving these kills away. Again, it's Oxygen just set up in such a way that they can stack and play these weird trade situations.
Healing.
Now, first pick does go to Oxygen here. It doesn't really give away too much. Spike is still towards middle. We've kind of got this, actually a pretty heavy lean, but look at this flank coming out now. Zistao is on walkabouts, ladies and gents. Look at the minimap, top left of the screen. Have a little watch. This could be huge.
This Rolling Thunder could be
Yep.
huge.
Okay, well, we didn't get to see it. Draken did go down to it in the end, and sadly, all these potential brilliant pieces that could have been put into play have been halted here and there. Now, the res does come out. You're going to see great damage coming off the back of that nade. Leo having to shy away from it, look for another option, maybe towards Heaven. TP being toyed with and Glove now, fully aware, knows what's happening. Oh, no way! Bullet to the side of the brain. Leo, you don't get to mess with Draken like that. Leo's got his back. Toronto and Mites now the last two.
Spike planted.
Toronto will find the kill on the way in, but Draken well positioned to deal with Mites and Heaven. Toronto down to 10 HP. Tuck his tail between his legs and head over, try and hold on to this weapon because it's going to be Guild going up 7-4. They're attacking half, and it's unfortunate that again Draken throws down the TP backside. Glove's got to wait there to see if he commits, right? And Leo just able to pinch at the right time. And again, it's the best kind of application really for Omen's Ultimate as part of these executes, right? It's to be the chaos factor. Again, it's much like the Raze Ultimate. You have to respect it. If somebody's going to be brazen enough to stick that TP to backside, it's going to cause you a lot of problems unless you deal with it.
Yep. Now, scoreline-wise, it was quite the back and forth affair at the beginning.
Before the switch.
Now, I feel it's so weird that 8-4 feels so different to 7-5. Like drastically different. It just mentally, I'll be very interested to see. Yeah, that was so fun.
Just doing Glove dirty with the replay.
Yeah,
there.
that was nasty, wasn't it? Poor old Gloves. They're like, all right, guys, don't dwell on it. But if Oxygen picked this up, I'd say every chance in the world, don't see a problem with them being able to find a little bit of room here. I'd say if Guild get to 8, it's just that little bit trickier. I don't know why I lose so much faith in the back of one round.
This is the thing, and if we talk about the differences between Ascent and Split in particular, if Guild opt to still play proactively on the defense, Split is a map where it can run away for you. It's very difficult to recover on the extremities here if the defending team aggresses out, finds first blood or information early on, right? Because you can really, come back towards mid, work on 2 very, very difficult choke points to break through as an attacker. So for me, if it's 8-4, I mean, pistol and the conversion, you're at double digits. It's very difficult to dig yourself out of that hole.
Remember, this is a matter of survival. Both of these sides, and of course Guild are in the hole now after map 1. We praised Oxygen for how good generally the Turkish region is on Ascent and how most teams had respected that enough to just take it out of the map pool.
Shadows traveling.
Now, at this point, you see that mid-presence being toyed with. Turco gets a little bit of information, falls away from it as Bonkar does try and take a little bit of room, but caution does need to be shown here.
First time, really, we've seen Oxygen. That's all the showstopper popped. Look at himself. Mites with the perfect counter peek from Rope's going to punish that stack from Guild in mid. Leo and Safe, the last 2 standing. I was saying, the first time we're really seeing Oxygen go on a fact finder with Gloves flashes here in mid. Guild may be a little complacent with how easily it's been given across to them.
30 seconds left.
Okay, all goes in. And this round looking highly likely to be a big one for Oxygen as well. Gets them to that 5, which actually gives them a great deal of buffer. Now Leo spams away. Zista again. This guy has been sharp as anything today. Now 7-5 on the half hypoc. Let's kind of talk this now. because it does give enough that the pistol doesn't put you
Switching
against
sides.
potentially double digits. This means that
Well-
even if Guild do win the pistol, you still have that little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, and we talk about it. 8-4, especially if you're the leading team. Pistol and the conversion, you're on double digits. Conversely, here 7-5. If you're the team trailing, pistol and the conversion, it's a tie game again. It's literally back to tied up. So it makes all the difference. Just that 1 round difference in the first half. See how Oxygen approached this here. And again, the big one for me is whether or not Guild are happy to continue being proactive, because it did kind of, I'll say it, bite them in the ass on Ascent a few times. Like, Oxygen were able to pivot away from it so well.
Obscuring vision.
Let's see what you got, Oxygen. Are you going to prove us wrong again? When we looked at Turkey as a region, we considered footballists to be the leader of that region, right? The one that had won it all, that had been leading the way for a long time. And you managed to best them. Can you do it again? Guild come into this arguably as maybe one of the more slightly favoured teams, but again, that map ball has kept us guessing, and this pistol would be the perfect start. Now managing to avoid all of that utility from Raze on the other side and actually getting away scot-free. It looks like they're looking back towards B now.
Flash out.
Bonkar set up with this flash here for Leo to
Careful. Obscuring
find a kill
vision.
here, but like what I'm seeing Guild now, they're gonna reset a little bit, play a bit deeper. Actually, Oxygen slow down a little bit of a fake here. The wall's invested to keep Guild looking, but they've got the audio cues. They know this rotation through ropes is coming.
Yeah, look at this burst. The pressure's going to be pretty decent. Yassine really needs to get one on the way across. That's good. That's better. He
Perfect.
needed it again a little bit more, but Safe's got his back, so they
30
managed to
seconds
make it
left.
work. Leaving Toronto and Zistow now in a dire scenario, but are they considering this? Yes, look at Bonker's positioning. Brilliant. He's already got the information, and look at the other two towards heaven. They are keeping their eyes trained. They don't need to worry about their backs because they know they've got a teammate who's got it. Toronto begins his foray into this, but with only 12 seconds, they got to go fast, and this ain't fast enough. Zistow's
10
done
seconds
for. He
left.
can't get the spike, he can't get the kills, and Guild are going to get the round.
Really, really good round. Guild here. Like I said, not really biting onto the fake. The wall gets invested on stairs over on B Heaven, and they're close enough in defensive spawn to hear that rotation coming through. Yeah, and Oxygen, they have to act quickly, right? We're investing that wall and trying to sell the fake. They can't leave it any longer than, 5 seconds or so before they have to commit to this rope. So just a little bit of a timing issue, I'd say, in trying to sell that fake completely. But Guild wise to it. And that's the thing, a couple of times, that's where we saw Oxygen pull ahead, which was, the mid-round calls, the audibles, on the back of information, completely swinging back to another area of the map. Interesting to see if they continue with that. Fast piece coming out towards A here in the second round, though, Lauren.
Yeah, and Safe can't. There's no point in him sticking around, maybe getting one and being overwhelmed, giving a rifle away. This is a site take, and it's worked. That's a spike plant. Now, I don't know what they can do with Ghosts and Classics. We saw a fair amount of danger had before, but if they can make it costly, that's great. And obviously it puts the pressure on Guild to pull off this retake, which, actually, the flash and push, I like the idea. Safe, so well prepared for it. Absolutely no problem for him. And Zistow's still going to try and make it as costly as he can. Gorgeous aim this man has. Clearly incredibly talented, but still doing damage. 19 HP now, sitting the
another one.
defuse. Or one more. No, not this time. Lovely work from Guild, keeping control. But again, if we look at win conditions for Oxygen in a, let's say, a realistic manner, which obviously chat is always doing, completely.
Oh, for sure.
Completely, right down the middle between these two. But no, that was a decent win. That was a decent win for Oxygen. Away, they get the spike plant, get a kill, and they manage to at least start building towards maybe getting a good purchase into this round.
One really is you're seeing one away from his ultimate. You can see them stacked up deep on A main here. Although they're going to try and... There you go. The wall goes down. They will retrieve the orb. So see a little bit of pressure coming back. You're seeing able to slip away though. Like I said, this round in particular, getting the showstopper online is actually pretty big for Guild. Want to really secure this bonus round for them. While we're seeing him roll the ghost into this one. And again, going to explore B heaven. Yeah, but
Been given room.
yeah. This is again maybe just because it's a bonus round, but look at this re-aggress towards Garage. They might even catch the spike here.
All the timing. Yeah, they've done excellent from this. That's going to slow Zistal down. This should speed up the players from Heaven to try and bail them out from this, because otherwise they can't do anything with this. If anything, Zistal's in so much trouble, dude. He's been caught in the middle of mid. Spikes down, and you're right. It was absolutely pixel perfect. And now this bonus round's looking pretty dicey. Safe just going to be mad on the control. Finds two. Turco gets nothing, and Guild takes strides. That is a gorgeous round. These are upgrades to be had, and they'll be happy with this.
It's even the small things, right? And this is the risk, right? If the lesser half of your split is the one carrying the spike, you ultimately can't trade in that scenario, right? If you go 1-for-1, then Guild read it perfectly. They catch the spike rotating back through mid. And that's the one kill, really, that stops that round. It's unrecoverable from Oxygen at that point. Shout out Bonkard, lining that fault line up. I'm not sure if that was all the way back from A heaven, but it was perfect in mid. This dude caught literally with his pants down.
Now, money-wise, Sheriffs, Spectres, this looks like 11 is highly likely. And yeah, Safe is very much in the same idea of the narrative here. Overdoes it towards Glove, and you can't take these rounds lightly now. This is something I'd like to kind of consider them to close out cleanly. However, Bonkar is on the case. Spikes have made it towards site, but at this point, when we look at those kind of small margins of wins, right, you know, when you're trying to get spike plants in, get a couple of kills here and there, cost them reinvestments, it starts losing its validity at 11-5. That's too much of a deficit to work in those small numbers. So for now, Turco does get overwhelmed by Leo, and it's just down to Mitez. And there it is. Good pick up from Guild. And that should be 11 on the board. A matter of survival for Guild this map, keep in mind. First map did go to Oxygen. That was a scent. Something that we've seen Fnatic, for example, perpetually keep out of the games against Turkish teams. Guild let it through, and now they've, of course, opened up the potential of a third map if they do manage to stay alive here. However, the buy is back on the board, Hypok.
He didn't. And talked about in the first map, it's kind of a do or die. Similar situation, similar scoreline to what we saw with where Guild started to mount that comeback. Now Oxygen really required to do the same thing and string together 6 rounds to tie this one up. Guild on the brink of forcing a third map. Toronto gonna respect the paranoia initially, but now we'll double satchel onto site. Draken will get caught out. Bit scrappy on the way in there. Secure it. Guild already close enough to get this retake mounted nice and early. Showstopper, Neural Theft, and Revive all available. Everybody from Oxygen stacked on site.
Oh no. You're seeing that could have been huge. It actually finds none of them. Damage, sure, but nothing beyond that. Zistal's found safe, and Mitters wants in. Yes, taking the active fight can be a good idea, but it does allow Leo a trade, but there ain't much of a way through here. Bonker's not being given anything in this. It might be time to try and fade away. You can see trying to slip around, but this is a good conversion. If Oxygen find that they can... Oh, no. No. They need these guns. They need the money.
Oh,
no way.
I mean, the round win, yes, but ultimately, that's a win for Guild. That's literally a win for Guild. I think they're stuck at like 33, 3400. We'll take a look at it now.
That's...
Actually, no, they're okay.
Yeah, they're looking way better. There's light armor on Glove. It's gonna be missing pieces, right? And the thing is, when we talk about the weight of the value of a round, I think this is something that sometimes, you know, those crazed fans, obviously we have none of them here, they misread, right? They don't understand that, yes, it was a round win for Oxygen, but now look at the causation and effect of this, because you're going to have these buys coming back in that are going to be pretty rough for Oxygen. Whereas, obviously, Guild, they're on 11 rounds. They can make a couple of these. They can put a couple of those down and not be so worried. Whereas when you look at someone like Glove, for example, now, needs to kind of have to chill a little bit on this. 3.6, what choices do you want to make there? Mittez, is there any you're going to have to fall back away on? Turco as well, potentially. So these small bits and pieces truly add up when the margin of error is so fine, Hypok.
It is, yeah, because we'll see it now, and in total it's 500 credits, and it's things like Glove not having all 3 flashes, right? It's the small things, not all 3 flashes and light armor. So That there for me, yeah, like I said, a big win for Guild. We think bigger picture because they can play rounds like this until, you know, they squeeze one through. Oxygen a little more respectful of the spy cam in Garage. They will just wait for it to rear its head. Now, shown presence with 2 players here. The other 2 will now follow up, leaving Zisto to lurk in mid. This could be a little bit of a mystery, just on the back of only 2 players showing that spy cam, Lauren.
It is, though. You can see what the plan is. And there it is, in action with Toronto trying to lead the way. He does have a little bit of time left on this, and just on the other side, there are 2 players. How? Again? They've been just whizzing by. Yassine's going to find Toronto. And now look at this Guild fully commit here. Now I'm looking to see if that flank comes in. It's going to be a 1v1 in the back lines. Draken wins it. That's this down now gone, and the flank's now open. These 3 players are pinned in on the side. The wall goes up, keeps them safe for about a second, and there's instantly Yassine on the case. Mitez forced to try and deal with the wall, tries to turn away. None of it's happening. Yassine. Excellence on the play back in and giving Guild the round that they need to get towards map point. This now opens up that 3rd map if they convert the next.
Beautiful stuff from
Match point.
Guild. I mean, from Yassine in that round there, really, to find all 4 of those. Again, just a slight mistake. They were waiting for the Cosmic Divide to drop, and this wall was placed, and the timing of it was just odd, Lauren. They put it down, you know, 2 seconds earlier. It reinforces before the Cosmic Divide falls. They still have the opportunity to play behind it. It gives them another buffer. Another layer of, I guess, a layer of security, right, in terms of holding on to that. But I'm not sure what prevented that from happening, whether or not it was Turco planting or what happened.
It did look disjointed. And now what we're looking at is 12-6, and the money is in the bin here. This was never a map that I thought would sit perfectly with Oxygen, but I thought maybe a better result. But this is the Guild we expected to see. They are a better team, at least in the other maps. I feel like Ascent was always going to be Oxygen's, at least on paper. It felt very favorable to them, whereas this does still sit very well with Guild, only losing it to, I'd argue, specialists of the map. But Haven, whole different affair. If, of course, it continues to go this way, unless there's that mad comeback at a 12-6, which I'm sure fans will be wanting, but safe. Not liking that narrative, not wanting that concept. You're already going to find one. That's a spike now lost. Hypoc. That's going to sting, and I don't like how this round's going.
It's safe. Starts to try and dig a bit deeper here in Heaven, find another kill, but look at how Turco and Zistu down to 35 and 22 HP respectively. Mite's got to be the one to make something happen here in terms of his HP. Things will slow down. 30 seconds remain. Oxygen luckily didn't lose the spike down into hell or something like that, but they're forced to come on to be here. Yassine
good timing.
Sleeping actually. Look at the trades once again.
Draken's lost the brilliance of this position, has to commit off the back of it now. 14 seconds. Where's Leo in this? Suddenly joining through Heaven.
Spike planted.
He absolutely tagged the hell out of him. Leo's found Turco and it's starting to look a little rough, but no. Mitez somehow converts it. And somehow is the optimal word there, Hypoc, because there were so many moments where you sat there going, well, surely this will happen. This is what should happen. And then suddenly you get, no. Allow me to change the narrative for you. We do have Draken on the op now, just briefly to touch on that. But that last round, Oxygen pulling it out of nowhere.
Just, yeah, I don't understand some of them, and it's ones like that I'll be honest, are the frustrations of old for Guild, right? It is seeing ones where it's just like, how have you lost that? How has that fallen apart for you? Because they played a really good game on Split so far. This dude, the first time he's actually really got antsy with that lurk, and Safe will pick him up. Oh no, Yassine caught with the boom bot. Leo there to bail him out. He will double down, find a second.
Last player standing.
Hold on, it's just Toronto
well.
now. This is it. This felt to... They got a little lax, a little slack in that previous one. They've gone, boys, let's close it out now. We've got a whole other map in front of us now that we have to really focus towards, which will be Haven and Toronto, to try and turn this story on its head, to change the way this goes right here, right now. The wall goes up and those chances become slimmer and slimmer. 50 seconds, and I think he knows he's a bit done for, isn't he?
Yeah, the wall to just make sure Bonka will actually backstab him from defensive spawn, and a very impressive performance.